Bam ba da da dum ba da dum. Bum ba dum ba dum bum ba da. Ba dum ba da dee dum. Da da dum ba da dee zum bum ba da. Hey ba da ba dum ba da bum. Ba dee da 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 ba dum. If you think I'm doing the whole tune, you can forget that. Hello, travelers of the internet! Welcome back to Guardian Studios, or if you are new to the channel, hey there and welcome to you. My name is JGuard01, and I am your host, your guide, and your humble bard into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to the Guardian Studios experience. And as we are diving back into the worlds of Minecraft, to the specific world of Gyros, where our hobbit hole continues to grow and develop into a full-fledged and hopefully quite awesome base. Hello! We are here and we are ready to go. So, last time you guys may remember, we started digging our mine up here on the 3rd floor. Well, we made the entrance on the 3rd floor of the Hobbit hole, but it actually delves way down below even the 1st floor of the Hobbit hole. Let's go and dive down there, and I'll show you what I mean. Ah, I love this place. Check it out. Very simple design, not even finished yet, technically. I'm still going to make the crash pad back here at the back. But for those of you who don't know what this is yet, allow me to introduce JGuard01's Grand Hobbit Mine. Welcome, travelers, to the Grand Hobbit Mine. Here you will find everything you need for mining for all the valuables and resources you could possibly need. Behind you are water vaders and chutes leading between the many layers of the mine. On each layer you will find a central hub like the one before you, marked with what, if anything, is commonly found on that layer's Y level: copper, iron, etc. To your left and right will be tunnels along which you may strip mine for what you seek. At the back of each central hub layer will be a crash pad, a room you may use as a bedroom and storage room while you are mining. There will be chests, including a copper chest once they are added to vanilla, an ender chest, a bed, and furnaces. If you find any food in the chests, feel free to take what you need. Torches, too. Keep the tunnels you mined lit up, extend the main tunnels if you see it's needed, but maintain the 3x3 size of the main tunnels. Be safe, have fun, and be fortunate. Yep, that's my little guidebook to the Grand Hobbit Mine, because the plan is that to the right and to the left of the entrance will be 3x3 tunnels, along which we will be able to do our strip mining, but we're not doing those on this layer because this layer is strictly intended to be the main hub, so to speak. So we got to dig out the crash pad. Oh, snap. Nope. Block it off. Okay. Okay, so first floor will not have the crash pad, apparently. Okay, yeah, no, that's, I didn't realize I was going to open up into a ravine. I wish I had known that. I may have to add a note to this book before we move on. Let me, oh, there it is. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I'm gonna make another page. Here we go. Yeah, because apparently I didn't realize that there won't be... Notice. The entrance layer will not feature a crash pad due to limited space. Actually, no, wait a minute. Back that truck up. Back it up. I just realized we can build the crash pad section. That now makes it so that it looks like it has 5 pages. Okay. Well, that's fine. If we end up having to add something, we'll have a 5th page already designated for it. Let's go get some stone real quick. Oh, that is the one thing about water waders that's a little disorienting. The bobbing up and down at the top if you don't immediately get out of them. So to anybody who is watching, welcome to you. Hope everybody is having a good day or night, depending on where you are in the world. If you are not, then hey, hope the stream makes your day or night a little bit better, at the very least. Alright, so we're going to dig this out a bit. And then we're going to extend it. We're going to chop that down as best as we can. Good, good, good. Whoops. I want this to be not too big of a room, but I want it to have a good size to it. So, let's dig that out. Okay, looks like we've got lots of room to work with to build up this crash pad chamber. That's good. That is very good. We need it to at least be 3 blocks high, so that there's plenty of room before you potentially hit your head. Oh man, all these vines. All these vines. The vines! I do not like the vines! I couldn't even get into them when they were first a thing. If you don't get that, then don't worry about it. Okay, let's see. I'm thinking 9 by 9 is a good size for a room down here to be our crash pad. Oh, crud. Must be... I've got to be full on storage or something. Whoa. Look at that lighting. Look at the lighting. It never ceases to amaze me how the game looks now that we've got the Vibrant Visuals update. The Vibrant Visuals really change the way the game feels sometimes. Hey, there's Ellison, our resident chicken jockey enthusiast. Hello, Ellison. Good to see you back in the chat again, my friend. How are you? Doing all right? Sure hope so. Ellison, the chicken jockey, Hamilton, has returned to the chat. Let us all welcome her graciously. Alright, fill in that, and fill in that. Hold on. Yep, that's perfect. There we go. Okay. I think that's perfect. No, that is not perfect. I fouled up. Fouled again. I fouled up again. Yep, I messed up. Okay. That's alright. We need a kind of a buffer layer here anyway. And then there we go. That's the ticket. Oh, hold it. Give me that back. There we go. Dooba-dooba-dee-ba-ba-da-ba. Hey, there's a parrot. Oh man. What did you find, Ellison? What did you find? What did you find? I am very curious. What did you find? I'm very curious. What did you find? I've gotten curious. Come on, tell me what you found. Oh, that is a very enjoyable tune. Way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises early in the morning. Be careful where you aim that. Be very, very careful where you aim that, Ellison. You would not want to destroy your connection to the chat world, now would you? I'm just playing around, playing along, having fun with it. Alright, get the blocks, pick up the blocks. Okay, we had enough inventory space. Okay, and I want to enclose this, but I want to put a torch up there so that we don't run the risk of having anything spawning in that should not, or that would be unsavory. Oi! That's not what I was trying to do. There we go. There we go. And... oh, no, 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 no. That's wrong. Don't do that. And then we pull a line over here. Okay. And now we dig. Dig this out. This is where we will reclaim the Hobbit Hole theme. Or at least our Hobbit Hole theme in terms of block palettes. Block palette, color palette, whichever way you want to call it. I refer to it as a block palette because it's all based on what blocks we use, not necessarily the colors of the blocks that we use. That there, that there, that there, and that there. Okay, we have clearly used up our space. Yeah, I can kind of guess, Ellison. Considering you seemed to enjoy blowing up the happy guests before you were convinced not to do so. Thank you, by the way, for having renounced such activities. I quite appreciate that you don't harm the happy guests anymore. Going up, up, up. You know, if you had told me once upon a time that we would have a ghast that was actually friendly, I'd have said, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. Not a single ghast ever going to be friendly. But no, now we have ghasts that are actually meant to be friendly. And I can just imagine someone out there is making jokes about the friendly ghast. I mean, why wouldn't they? Come on. It's kind of an inevitability. Someone is going to do it. Someone is going to eventually make such jokes, if they haven't already. I'm curious, Ellison, what happened? What did happen while you were playing Minecraft? Did something go kablooey? Did something go boom? I just realized I don't want the chests there. I want them somewhere else. I'm just not sure where. I think we're gonna put the chests in like that. Yeah, I think so. I think we may have to expand the room a little bit. Come to think of it. Which is not difficult at all. Oh, it's nighttime outside. That's a little frustrating. Oh well. Okay, so we need to go another block. This way. What the? I'm going to assume that the Enderman is having a hard time dealing with the vines. What happened to him, Ellison? What happened to him? Oh, okay. Hi, Enderman. Whoop. Let's get him. Come on, Enderboy. Come and get me. I hear him. I hear him. He wants to come and get me, but I don't think he can. Poor sucker. He can't get to me. Na 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 na. Yeah, I'm pulling a Spyro thief. I'm doing the na 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 na. Why not? Why shouldn't I? He ain't gonna come for me. He ain't gonna be able to get me, even if he does. I will tear him to pieces. I have got a sharpness 5 and netherite sword. I will chop him to pieces. Cut him to ribbons. I'll teach him to steal my blocks. Oh no, did he suffocate? Ellison, did the happy guest you're talking about suffocate? He got caught in the trees, and I'm guessing he grew into the logs and suffocated. That's unfortunate. Not entirely unheard of, and very unfortunate. That was me trying to do a sad trumpet. You know, sometimes they do that when remembering, honoring someone who fell, or something like that. That was me trying to imitate it with my just my mouth. Come on, break the blocks, break the blocks. Breaking blocks, breaking blocks. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. We're digging tunnels, gonna dig some tunnels. That's the plan, at least that's the plan now. Do 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 do. Whoops. Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-da-bum. Guys, get back here and kick some Enderman butt! Wow, was the hair out? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just having fun. Stupid-a-bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. You burnt down the trees? I see. For anyone who is checking out the chat and wondering what in the world is going on with that, Ellison has a habit of blowing things up or burning them down. Yeah, she'd be blowing them up. She'd be burning them down. It's a kind of Minecraft art where everybody does their part. If you don't know what I'm parroting with those lyrics, I apologize. You have been denied a classic song. But anyway, back to business. I need dark oak, I need oak, and I need birch. You burnt down the trees for your happy guest. Haha! So you have finally seen for yourself, have you? The charm of the happy guest. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Alright, so I actually didn't need this room to be quite so big initially, but thinking on it, I realized it would be helpful. Because what I intend to do is outline where all the blocks are going to go. And then replicate the aesthetic style we have going on up top side. Mostly. Excuse me. Pardon me. For a second I thought I saw a vine, but I don't think I did. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum-bum. Ba-ba-dee, ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dum-ba-da. A-bum-ba-dee-da-dum, ba-dee-dum, ba-da-bum-bum-ba-da. We're breaking down the blocks, building up some more. We're setting up space galore. We are setting up everything we need to have a really good home. Didn't even get to name him? Oh, I'm sorry, Ellison. Sorry you lost your happy guest. I'm sorry that happened. That stinks. When you want to be able to enjoy something in the game, it is never fun to have it denied you. I know how frustrating that must have been. Alright, down we go. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Gonna make some of these. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to do what we gotta do, but hopefully it will be at least close to enough. Okay, so here's what we're doing. If this seems counterintuitive to anybody, don't worry. It will make sense in due course of time. Bop. And a beep. Bop. Ba-da-ba-ba-boom. Putting that one there. Putting one there. And of course, we gotta have one over there. And one right there. Alright, get rid of you. Put you in the hot bar. Fill in the gap. As best as we can, anyway. Alright, we need more blocks. We need more dark oak. Wait a minute. Hold it before we go. I should really put in the walls. But we are definitely going to need more dark oak. Zabba-dabba-dee-ba-dabba-dabba-bum. Babba-dabba-dee-ba-dabba-dabba-bum. Ba-dum-ba-da-dum-ba-dee-da-dum-ba-dum-bum. Hey, Leo! Leo, 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 Leo! Welcome back, my dude! Welcome back! It is good to see you again, my friend. Always good to see you again. How you doing? Doing alright? I hope so. I do. I hope so. If not, then hey, let the stream make your day better, my friend. I don't know what that chuckle was supposed to be. I think I was attempting to imitate Clank. You know, Ratchet and Clank. If you don't know who that is, there's a movie, Ratchet and Clank. Go look it up. You can probably find it somewhere. Good movie, based on a really good game series. Highly recommend it. Is a classic. Is classic video game at this point. Very good game. Okay. And get a bunch of oak. I am definitely going to need to chop up a whole boatload of trees for what I have in mind. Because I want these crash pads to be reminiscent of the Hobbit hole itself. So, let's break blocks. Whoa, okay, hold it. Hold everything. I forgot about that. Do some little strips trying to support the crash pad. I know I shouldn't necessarily worry about logical building support stuff underground or even at all in Minecraft, but I sweat the details with everything I do. I sweat the details, and I have to do what I can to make them make sense within a project. Whether that be something I'm building in Minecraft, something I'm trying to write, or something I'm trying to draw. I sweat the details, because the little details can tell whole stories on their own. If you don't believe me, hey, look back at some of the Marvel movies if you have to. Sometimes it's the little details that reveal a lot. Sometimes little things make a big difference. There we go. And then break these three, put 3 more planks here. Chow down on a pork chop. Hey, Leo, by the by, thank you for posting the rules, my friend. I appreciate it. If a mob hurts any more of the happy guests that I get, the mob that hurt them will be hunted down by Timmy and Jimmy. Oh, nice! Nice, Leo. I'm assuming, Ellison, that Timmy and Jimmy, in your case, refer to, some kind of weapons? Some kind of weapons appropriately themed for, Minecraft? I'm just assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong, by all means. But if I'm not, then, please tell me more. Share a little bit, by all means. I'm curious. Glad to hear it, Leo. And again, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. That's good. Very good, in point of fact. Go up! So dozy. Well, I was hoping to get a lot more done a lot quicker than I'm going. But I'm glad to get any amount of progress on these builds anyway, so, yeah. Yeah. Alright, Oh, I already had... Part of what I came up here for was spruce trapdoors. I already had them. Don't I feel silly? Yeah, I do. I feel silly. I often feel silly when I make a silly mistake like that. I figured that's what you meant. Should I take this entryway inward by a block or two? Nah, I think it's good where it is. Yeah, I think it's good where it is. I'm thinking I might replace the stone floor in each layer of this mine with stone bricks, and then just leave the rest whatever blocks there were when we got down here. That's kind of what I'm currently thinking. I may change my mind. My mind is very changeable. My mind is very changeable very much of the time. Very much of the... Wow. Wow. Such vocal articulation, J-Guard. It boggles the brains. It astounds the mind. Yeah. Way to go. Nice vocal articulation. Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying before it comes out. Sometimes I know what I'm saying when it comes out. Other times I don't know what I'm saying at all. But at least I have fun. In all seriousness, we need to get outside and do some tree chopping. Is it safe to do so? It looks like it might be. Yeah, it looks like it is. Welcome to the outside of the Hobbit Hole. For anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Nice place, isn't it? Nice and cozy. At least as far as I'm concerned, it's nice and cozy. I mean, if anybody disagrees, you're free to have an opinion. But I think it's nice and cozy. It's a cozy build. And the fact that it is an underground build means we can do whatever the heck we want with it. Expand it however we wish. So long as we maintain a good durability level on our pickaxe. And shovel. We do also need the shovel for digging. Oh. I think I came out here right as the sun was getting ready to go down. That's not good. Because when the sun goes down, oh, we don't be grooving. Not in Minecraft. When the sun goes down, you best be moving. Yeah. The song goes, when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving. No. When the sun goes down in Minecraft, you better just be moving. Like, moving out of the way, because everything is going to be coming out of the woodwork and out of the stonework. Coming out of everywhere. With one singular goal. To tear you to shreds. It's a dangerous life in the world of Minecraft. They don't show you quite how dangerous it truly can feel if you get into it in the movie. The movie kind of comicalizes it, turns it into a comedy rather than what it can really be. It can be quite stressful. But it can also be quite a fun experience if you figure out what you're doing. Once you figure out the game's rules, it's pretty easy to have fun. Your phone at 3%? Well, go hook it up, Ellison. Hey, the stream will still be here when you can come back. Yeah, I really expected to have a lot more progress by this point in the stream, but you know what? That's okay. Taking it one step at a time. That's the whole point of this particular world. Far too often I have tried to rush into big projects. This time, this world, the base itself is just one big ongoing project. The mine is our current focus on the big project. And the world itself, and making it feel like it's had life in it and been lived in and enjoyed and is open for more adventure, that's the overarching goal for us. And potentially to craft a story out of it all. I mean, after all, someone had to live in all the bases. We can always develop a story on that. And, of course, it says my internet is not great. Of course it wants to say that. That's typical for everything like this. It never wants to maintain a solid, stable connection. But you know what? That's fine. I'll keep going. I'll keep going until I can't go no more. I'll keep digging, keep chopping, keep building until I can't do no more. Because I enjoy it. Hey there, Ozzy. For anyone who doesn't know him, this is Ozzy the Ocelot. He doesn't like me, but I like him. That's why I've got him leashed, so that he doesn't run off. If he were to run off, we would never see him again. He would inevitably end up despawning. That means, you know, disappear from the world. And we would never be able to see that one again. We'd have to find the new Ozzy the Ocelot. Which I don't want to have to do that, because I like Ozzy. Capturing Ozzy the First was difficult enough. I don't want to have to struggle to catch Ozzy the Second. So Ozzy the First stays where he is. Fun fact for anybody who doesn't remember it, there was a time where the only way to get a cat in Minecraft as a pet was to try to find and then tame an ocelot. Yeah, no joke. No joke. Newer players will not know that. Newer players won't remember that. But I remember. This was back before 1.14. 1.14 was the Village and Pillage update. Before that was the update Aquatic. The Aquatic update, where we got proper swimming mechanics, as well as a bunch of coral blocks, and the drowned, and tridents. And it was good. It was good. It was a nice, fun, new addition to the game. Village and Pillage was as well. I mean, that's where we got the new, current, modern state of villagers. And, oh my goodness, I'm glad we got it, because villagers up until then were a pain in the neck. But now, they are still a pain in the neck, but a much more tolerable pain in the neck. Now they have purpose. They have logic. Even if that logic sometimes falters and says, hey, I don't want to make any sense at all. Yeet the rules and let's just be ridiculous. And you can't convince me that's not how villager mechanics work. They get you to think it's all going to be fine and dandy, and then yeet! Whatever rules you thought there were for the villagers and their behaviors goes out the window. You think they're going to all stay in one place? Heck no! They're gonna run off all over the dang place, and they're going to conflict with each other in terms of workstation, and they're gonna drive you nuts. I am in mourning for my sanity when it comes to villagers. I thought I knew how to handle them. But then I tried to build a trading hall. And what did I get out of it? A headache. A big, fat, bonafide, certified, unfathomably painful headache. But you know what? I say it was worth it because I got mending, baby! Lots of mending. For anybody who doesn't know what mending is, that's why my tools, even though I've had them for weeks, months even, are still fully intact, despite being used for project after project after project. Mending makes it so that you never have to worry about your tools breaking again, as long as you pick up XP orbs. Which, one way or another, I make sure I have XP. That's experience points, for anybody who is new. Gotta break down these trees, break down the trees. It's funny how we have to use a farming tool to break down leaves, isn't it? A tool meant for tilling soil is the best tool for breaking down leaf blocks. Who in the world would have thought that one up? I always imagined that the hoe would only ever be used for farming. And so after making my initial garden, I would never need it again. Yep, I got proven wrong. Majorly wrong. But you know what? Mojang, continue to prove me wrong because I like the way the game is developing. Oh sure, there's some points about the game as it currently is that could use some tweaking, that could use some improvements. For example, give us more reasons to collect echo shards from the deep dark. Right now, there's barely any reason to do it. And none at all if you're playing on hardcore. Which I'm not, so it doesn't really affect me either way, but I'm just saying, hardcore players have no reason to bother with echo shards right now. Oh, we got bees buzzing around. Buzzy bees! Buzzy bees. What was that particular update called again? The one that included bees? The bees and bugs update? Because that was where they smashed out a few bugs that had been persisting in the game for some time. and introduced bees and honey. Tip for anybody who hasn't seen it happen: don't break a bee hive or a bee nest that has bees tied to it. All the bees in the area will get mad at you. If you want to break it, use a silk touch tool and put a campfire underneath. But make sure that there is nothing between the campfire and the beehive. Otherwise, the bees will still get ticked at you. Found that out the other day. I thought I could put moss carpets between the campfire and the nest. No. No, the bees did not like that. All of them from all the hives came flying out to sting me. I got away without getting hurt, but learn from my mistake. Do not tango with the bees. They will win. Do not mess with the bees' home without making every preparation and taking precautions. Otherwise, they will fly out to sting you into oblivion. Oh, crud. I've got a hive here that I'm going to have to deal with. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. I don't have any real room over here for another beehive. And I can't break that nest, otherwise all the bees will come after me. Actually, it has to be placed below it, Leo. You have to place the campfire below the beehive, otherwise the bees will be mad. Placing it on top doesn't do anything. See, it's the smoke. Yep. It's the smoke. It's like real life sometimes when you're dealing with bees in real life, you'll see beekeepers. They sometimes use smoke to pacify the bees, to calm them down before they try to extract the honey. There's good reason for that. If you don't do that, the bees may still get mad at you. No worries, Leo. No worries. Alright, I am going to need to plant some more birch and oak saplings, but we're going to go sleep first. Then we'll plant down the saplings, and then we'll get back to building up the crash pad in the first layer. And then we may go down and try to dig out the next layer. I'm thinking the way it's going to work is we make a layer, go down to the next layer, go back up, build a crash pad, go down, do the next layer down, and then build a crash pad of the layer we dug previously. Complicated, but not. Alright, birch. Well, wait a minute. Not that close. Birch. There we go. Birch. Oak. Birch. Another birch. An oak. Birch. Kind of scatter a bunch of the different ones around and make it so that we got plenty of trees ready to grow when the time comes. Got a bunch of birch over here, but I don't need any more at the moment, so we'll leave them alone for now. Mostly need to make sure I'm planting oak, because that is one that we're going to need a lot of for a lot of different things. Well, I mean also. We're also going to need to chop down some dark oak trees. I almost forgot about that. Whoops. I want to make sure I don't damage Ozzy's tree. The tree that Ozzy the Ocelot is tethered to, I want to not do any damage to it or its leaves, if I can avoid it, because I like that tree being there, and I don't want to mess it up. You may wonder, what's the difference? Well, the difference is, I don't want to have to tether him to any other tree. I want him to stay bound to that specific tree. That way I don't lose him. Like I said before, if he were to run off, we would never be able to get him back. We'd have to get a whole new Ozzy. And I don't want to have to do that. I figure 2 dark oak trees ought to be enough to work with for now. Break that down, break that down. Do 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 dum bum ba dum ba ding da dum ba da. Bum ba da da dum ba da dum ba da da dum 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 ba dee da 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 dum dum ba da da dum. Somebody. Yeah, Ozzy does not like me. Ozzy is unfortunately not tame. Ozzy Ocelot is very much still a wild ocelot. Unfortunately, you can't domesticate and tame them. I wish we could. I wish we could tame them in this game. Ocelots and foxes. Particularly foxes, because they can actually pick stuff up. That's a feature I wish they had in the game, that they could be tamed and become proper pets. I wish wolves would pick up stuff sometimes. But we do have a fantasy creature in the game to be able to do that for us. It's called the Allay. If you've never seen it before, I'll show it to you down the road, probably. Alright, let's go up here. Let's go get the blocks I need. Get on with this project. Get on with doing the next layer. Get on with doing what we need. Geronimo! Stilton. Those were good books. Kid books, but they were good books for the time. For the age when I read them, they were good books. Sometimes I miss them. Dark oak log. Dark oak log. Dark oak log. Ba 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 ba. Boom da ba boom da ba boom da ba dum bum ba da bum. And a zim bum ba da do. About a deep ba ba da dum. Ba ba da ba dee bum ba dum bo. Gather them up. And let's go craft up some slabs. Where are they? There they are. Hello. And goodbye. Now then. Torch is here. Uh-huh. Torch here. Uh-huh. Torch here. Uh-huh, uh-huh. And that's the way, we like it. Excellent. Alright, so the crash pad room is shaped. Now it's time to put in all the supplies, so to speak, that it needs, including chests, put a copper chest in the middle, I think. Well, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh. Oh well, those blocks are gone now. Don't worry, there is a method to my madness. I know exactly why I'm breaking these blocks. If you don't yet, then that's okay. Don't worry. It will make sense in a moment. Give or take. Do 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 do. Okay, now we put one there, put one there, one on top of that, and one on top of that. And then we chop up these ones because we don't need them anymore. We put a chest there, one on top of that one on top of that one. And there is a reason why we're doing this. There is a very, very good reason why we are doing this. If we take our spruce planks, convert them into chests, we have just enough chests to build double chests. And because of the way we've set this up, see, if this were solid blocks, we wouldn't be able to open this top chest. Since it's stairs, we can. Don't ask me why, that's just Minecraft logic. And these chests can still be accessed too, which means if we put a copper chest here when they become a thing, we will be able to have the copper golem that will be tied to it put items in the chests. I mean, we could put the copper chest over here, but I'm just saying, this is just to explain why we did this way. I do think I'm going to add blocks here as something that the copper golem can use to get up there if he has to. Actually, no. We'll remove those for now, and then we'll see if the copper golem can access these chests using just his arms, if he can just reach them. I'm gonna put this stuff in here. We're gonna retrieve what we need before we move on. There we go. There we go. Whoa, whoa. Alright. And as I had planned, I'm going to put an ender chest right here towards the back. I mean, I was going to have it somewhere else, but I think right there is good. And then I want to do space for bunk beds. I want to establish a space where we can have bunk beds. So, do that. Bring out those. Make a couple more of those spruce trap doors. Very good. And then doop, doom, da da bum bum bum, zada bum 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 bum. Now I don't know if beds on top of beds will work, but if they do, great. If they do not, that's fine. I know villagers will work with that. I don't know if the game will. Actually, come to think of it, let's move this ender chest over to the beds. Over to where the beds are going to be. I'm definitely going to have to go to the nether at some point, because I need to make more of these. But to do that, I'm going to need blaze rods. Alright, this chest, I'm going to put nothing in right now, because I don't need to put anything in there. Had you going for a moment there, didn't I? Nah, I didn't. You guys wouldn't have been going. You'd have known that something was up. Who am I kidding? Ah! No! No, 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 no. Get out of there. I don't want that in there. I was not trying to put that in there. There we go. Alright, so we got the crash pad kind of working. Oh, wait. Wait. I said there were going to be furnaces. I need to make sure I put furnaces in here so that I'm not wrong. Alright, grab my pick. My fortune pick. And let's break this stuff down into cobblestone. Breaking down the stone to cobble, making it so we can make furnaces. 'Cause for some darn reason, Mojang never thought to make it so stone blocks make a furnace or 2 or 8. Doesn't really make any sense they didn't ever make stone able to make furnaces. But then furnaces more closely resemble cobble than anything else, don't they? Set it up similar to the other thing, even though it doesn't need it to be that way. There we go. So we got furnaces, chests, ender chest, and space for the beds. Yep, I think that covers that. I think that covers that bit. Alright. Huh. Yeah, I really expected to get a lot more done, but I can always relabel stream. It's no big deal. But this is actually a pretty big deal. Getting this crash pad done is actually a pretty big deal indeed. Alright, let's see what the situation is on the next layer down. Yep, we're going to need to make the crash pad here too, and put in a label stone showing what can be found on this Y level. Y level 48. This is supposedly one of the best layers for finding copper. Not that I've ever found more or less success here, to my memory. We'll end up replicating the crash pad down here as best we can, but that's going to depend on if we have room to dig it out. We'll see. But not this time, though. This time, we are good to go for this session. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes and comments. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Making sure, of course, to smack that notification bell so that you don't miss the next stream or video. Share the channel with your friends. I think they might enjoy the content too. And, of course, please do not forget to check out the About page for links to other pages with more content and ways to support the channels. With that all being said, thank you once again for watching. I am JGuard01, your guide, bard, and humble host into the worlds virtual and fantastical. And I'll see y'all next time right here on Guardian Studios. Alright, I gotta fix that. Bye!